Tudor, for joining me in the daughter of Babylon's prophetic funeral. This is the daughter of Babylon's prophetic funeral that will, it hasn't, she's still here, but this is what the Most High want, and this is what we're going to do. Okay, what is this? When people die, one thing, it doesn't matter what they've done in life. The preacher, whoever doing the session, they always say that this was a good person, and this person did this, and this person was nice, and this person was honest. Well, this will be an honest and truthful funeral service here, and the truth is what we need. We need truth. Now, this daughter of Babylon, we know she was wicked, and Yahuwah proclaimed this against her, and it was written before her wickedness came that she would be a wicked kingdom, and this kingdom must be dealt with. Here she is. This is what's on the top of the state capitol, and this is her with her hand on her sword. She is proudful. We're going to see she's arrogant. She was arrogant. She proclaimed to be, all powerful. There is none like me. It's all about me. I can do this and I can do that. Here is another picture of her on the Capitol. Let's get into let's get into who she is. Okay, Babylon was a golden cup in Yahuwah's hand. This place was a golden cup in Yahuwah's hand that made all the earth drunk. This is one thing we know. She made the earth drunk, and especially those that were in her. She made them drunk. The nations drank her wine. Therefore, the nations are deranged. The nations were deranged. Babylon has fallen and been destroyed. Wail for her. They will be. The people are wailing because she's no more. Because she's gone. Take balm for her pain. Perhaps she will be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she was not healed. We forsook her. And every one of us, we left. Those that left, we went to our own country, as we were told in the scripture. Her judgment reaches Shamayim, lifted up to the skies. This is one thing she did. Her iniquities reach up until Shamayim, and she had to be dealt with. Behold, Yahuwah said, I'm against you. You destroying mountains. She destroyed mountains, lands, destroyed all the earth. Listen, with her war, as you saw her with her hand on her sword, ready for war, ready for battle. She went throughout the earth, destroying the earth. Says Yahuwah, I will stretch out he says, I will stretch out my hand against her, and he did. He stretched out his hands against her. Roll you down from the rocks, make you a burnt mountain. She became a burnt mountain, a burnt offering. She was burnt to a crisp. Thus says Yahuwah, the children of Yasharal were oppressed, along with the children of Yehuda. All who took them captive held them fast. She held the the Most High people fast, and she refused to let them go. This is one of the reasons another reason she had to be punished. The time of the iniquity was up. She should have released the people, but there was no righteousness in her. She has no righteousness. But yet some of our people waited for her righteousness. He said, make the arrows bright, gather the shields. Yahuwah has raised up raised up the ruach of the kings of the Medes. So he stirred up the Medes against her for his plan. His plan is against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of Yahuwah, the vengeance of his house. This was in the Most High's heart to do this. Okay, thus says Yahuwah, the daughter of Babylon is like a threshing floor. When it was time to thresh her, it was a time past. It says in a little while her harvest came. And when her harvest came, she was threshed. She was put to shame. She was dealt with. Now we know when you're wicked, you have to be dealt with. This is a known fact. Anytime anyone that committed any type of wickedness, they had to be dealt with. Surely, this is what this is saying here in Jasher. Surely you know and understand that the judgment of death is due to Shechem. Now, we understand judgment and death was due to the daughter of Babylon and his father and her king and the whole city and all her cities on account of the things which she has done. These were the things which she's done. She's committed so many iniquities. And it says also, and when they had gone, the sons of Jacob said unto their father, behold, this is what they said unto their father. But this is a word for the daughter of Babylon. Behold, we know that death is due to the wicked ones and their cities, because they transgressed that which Yahuwah had commanded unto Noah and his children and his seed after him. So we understand, when you transgress that which the Most High has commanded, there is judgment. Now, we have some people that used to teach, most of the camps were in her. They are no more. So we had people that taught that, the commandments is for Yasharal, and he's not going to destroy or bring judgment to those that he didn't give the commandments to. Well, he gave the commandments to Noah and his seed. Everyone in earth is from Noah's seed. If you understand that, you will no longer listen to anyone that tell you these commandments is for Yasharal only. It's a bunch of bull. It says, wretched are her cities. Her cities are wretched. They're no more. Which your children serve. The children of the Most High serve as slaves. Wretched will be the city which receive your sons. These cities will be wretched. These are the ones that receive the sons of the Most High. Here's a word the Most High spoke against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. When she was here, many of the righteous told them, the ones that was in her, the Most High said, come out of her. And there were those that said, he means to come out of her spiritually. Although there is not one proof of evidence in scripture that he said come out of her spiritually. Man was making up things. So you see, they had to become part of her judgment, and now they are no more. But it says over and over, against the land. What is the saying here? Against the spiritual? No, against the land of the Chaldeans. And the scripture was clear. It said it over and over. Against the land. It said, declare among the nations. Proclaim and set up a standard. Proclaim, do not conceal it. He wanted us to proclaim this. He wanted us to proclaim. And the righteous proclaimed it. And the one that was in her, most of them did not believe. And now they are no more because they didn't come out of her. And so it says, you don't come out of her. You will partake of her iniquities and of her sins. And the judgment that comes upon her will come upon them. And this is what we saw. It says, say Babylon is taken. Bel is ashamed. Merodach is broken in pieces. Her idols are humiliated. Look at this. Her idols are humiliated. Her images are broken in pieces. She was full of images. She was full to the top of these images. And this is one of her huge problems. It says, for out of the north nation comes up against her, which shall make her land desolate, and no one shall dwell in it. It made her land desolate. Now no one is dwelling there. And they shall be moved. They shall part, both man and beast. This is what the scripture said, but yet we fail to believe the scripture. For behold, The Most High says, I raised the cause to come up against Babylon and assemble a great nation. He assembled that great nation. He assembled great nations from the north country, and they gathered against her. They went around her, and she was captured. Their arrows, they did not miss. It was of an expert warrior, and none of the arrows returned in vain. You tell me, after seeing this, and you still don't believe the scriptures? You still don't believe the words that came from the mouth of the Father? Here we sing it. Thus says Yahuwah, mighty one of Yasharah, behold, I will punish. I have punished the king of Babylon and his spiritual house. No, and his land. How many times did we see this? How many times did we proclaim this to the people? But there was a problem. She made the earth drunk, and those that were in her was drunk. They was falling down drunk. When you tell them they drunk, they didn't understood it. And so they fell with her. But here it says, I will punish the king of Babylon and his land. The king of Babylon, he thinks he's going to get away. He has an escape plan because he knows what's coming. But he's not going to escape. He's going to fall in the hand of the Most High, as I have punished the king of Assyria. A sound of battle is heard in the land. This sound was heard in the spirit. No. In the spiritual. This sound of battle was heard in the land. There will be a sound, a great sound that will be heard in the land, and of great destruction. The question, here's the question. How the hammer of the whole earth has been cut apart and broken. How did this happen? How did Babylon become a nation among the nations? She was great. She was powerful. She was rich. She was mighty. She was all these things, but yet she has become a desolation. I have laid a snare for you. This is what the Most High did. He laid a snare, and she was trapped. And they were not aware of it. Even the ones we proclaimed that this would happen, they was not aware. They was waiting for the Most High to deliver them, and that deliverance never came. And we're going to see that. By the time this message ends, we're going to see that. It says, you have been found and caught because you contended against Yahuwah. You don't contend against Yahuwah. But Babylon, the most wicked kingdom in the earth, she contend with the Most High. You can't win in a battle against the Most High. So Yahuwah had to do what? He opened up his armory, and he brought out the weapons of his indignation. For this was the work of Yahuwah of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. Come against her from the furthest border. Open her storehouses. There were things that the Most High had in store for her, not to deliver her, not to heal her, but to destroy her. It says, come against her, cast heaps of ruins, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. Slay her bulls, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe to them, woe unto them. We cried out to our people that was in her, the righteous, those of us that came out. We tried to tell them, they did not listen. And it reminded me of 70 A.D. Woe to them. Who was that man? Who was that man in 70 A.D. running through the land hollering, woe to Jerusalem, woe to this city, woe to the people? He hollered it day and night. He was warning them before the destruction came. The Most High had them warning them. So before she fell, we was warning them. And we said, whoa, but there was one thing that this man was doing, and it's something that the Most High opened up my eyes as I'm doing this funeral session. He opened my eyes to the fact that when the Kadash days came, right before 70 AD, when the Kadash days came, the man's voice was even louder. Woe unto you. Why? It was Kadash days and they was having their feast. So when the Kadash days start to run around, you're going to hear me hollering, whoa, louder, even during the Kadash days, because they are partaking in some things they should not be partaking in, and it will be woe unto them